I am Teresa Aronson here, of course, with the one, the only mayor of the beautiful city of Port St. Lucie, Gregory Oravec. Welcome.
Good morning. Happy holidays, everybody.
Yes, it's the season, isn't it?
The holiday edition. Did you have the... You know, it was weird because last week was my birthday. I didn't get a card from you, and I don't see any garland or anything.
That's how we're going to start the show. You're just going to call me out. I sent you a text.
I know. It's in the mail. I know.
I sent you a text. I did bring you a present.
I know. We got in that fight this year, so I wasn't expecting much.
Wait, if memory serves, this may or may not be the first time we've gotten in a fight.
Oh, no.
But I don't remember ever getting you a birthday card. But I do get you a Christmas present.
I'm just teasing.
And I do have your Christmas present in the back.
Well, I'm not allowed to accept gifts as mayor, so.
Well, you can do it as Greg.
But I appreciate the thought.
Yes. I think I did get you a gift.
I'm just teasing, having some fun.
I know.
We have an intimate group today.
Very intimate.
I didn't advertise. I know that Sarah probably did, but I didn't advertise. It's the holidays are sneaking up on us. My son came home from college last night.
Oh, yes, he
Yeah, it's that time of year where, like on Saturday, I have 5 events. Last Saturday, I had 5 events. And then even Sunday, I try not to book Sunday, but last Sunday, 7:30, after getting home at 11:30, it's from Saturday night's event. It is that time of year. It is that time of year.
These are actual bags under my eyes because every day.
I can't see them.
You can't?
No.
And last night I skipped River Nights, but I'm assuming it didn't happen because of the downpour.
It got canceled because River Nights last night would have turned into Swamp Nights.
That's what I figured. I kept looking for like something, and I'm thinking, there's no way we're going to River Nights.
No way. And it was a good call. You know, sometimes when you do that, the staff has to make the call, and then immediately the rays come down from heaven, angels are flying down. It's like, whoa, why did they cancel it? It's beautiful out. But last night at like 5 o'clock, it was coming down in buckets.
And I was at the office, and I thought, oh, I gotta go to River Nights because we had ribbon cutting, and then I was actually working the booth this month for...
Oh, good, for the Historical Society?
Yeah, and I thought, there's just no way, right? I'm just gonna go home, and I did.
It was a good call, and it'll be rescheduled in 2020, and we will commemorate the groundbreaking of the extension of the boardwalk. The boardwalk that's on the north side of Port St. Lucie Boulevard that currently ends, it's going to go underneath the bridge in the next phase. But this phase is basically from Bridge Plaza, and they've already started that work. Bridge Plaza is where Lucky's is at and McDonald's is at. You've already seen some of that work begin. That plaza is going to get connected to the river, and then the boardwalk is going to extend south to the Westmoreland property, past Botanical Gardens, the Westmoreland property, and then ultimately to that preserve that separates kind of the open space from the anchorage.
Yeah, so we're going to do that ribbon cutting, but we couldn't do it last night.
So you're going to have a half-a-mile boardwalk on the river at the end of the day.
That's going to be nice, and we're hoping to extend that into a lovely...
Hey, Lynn's going to want to walk that.
Little area to hang out.
Half-mile, little sunset, romantic walk.
Now, tell me, what are River Nights there? Because I actually haven't been, because it's Leadership Day normally, so I have not.
So what you're saying is, as the head of the chamber, you don't support a major City of Port St. Lucie event?
No, I support it. I just haven't been able to go because I have a conflict.
Oh.
The only month I don't have a conflict is December, and so I had planned to work it last night, but...
Well, if you don't like having fun in a beautiful setting, you should probably never go.
Okay. All right, then.
But if you do like having fun and watching the sunset and being in the great outdoors on the beautiful St. Lucie River, maybe, you know, that gentleman out there, I just saw him imbibe a drink. It was water, but, you know, they have water and other beverages at this event.
And booths and vendors
vendors, music, live music.
Oh, live music, good.
So if you're into live music and you want to take in a little live entertainment, if you would like to take your significant other on a date, a low-dough date, you know, that's the place.
Yeah, my question, and like I said, I have a conflict every month except for December. It's the only month we don't have leadership. But when you reschedule it, will it just...
Are you blaming me for the rain?
No. I'm just saying, is it next month, or will you redo it? It'll just go next month.
River Nights will be next month.
That's Sarah Prohaska, everybody.
Sarah,
will you turn your mic on, for goodness sakes?
I don't know if that's...
I know, I'm just teasing her.
I was going to say, I don't think that's a thing.
Let me just test it, though.
Second Thursday of the month.
She says... River Nights is always the second Thursday of the month.
I feel like I'm at a meeting. River Nights is the second Thursday.
Right.
Ma'am, please be recognized by the chair before you begin the presentation.
Tell us who you are and where you reside.
Okay, I'm Sarah Prohaska.
She did.
We're totally getting on the naughty list.
River Nights is always the second
Thursday.
From 5:30 to 8:30 through April. So October through April.
We try to do it in the season.
Okay.
A lot more people out there, a lot more people active, and then plus, you don't run into the thunderstorms, and then the mosquitoes aren't as bad in the winter.
The weather's nicer. It's too hot.
And is it the mosquito or is it the no-see-ums? I don't like
It's both, and it doesn't matter because they both bite and leave a mark.
I like to go maximum DEET. Like, I like to shop for insect repellent by DEET Factor.
I'm with you.
Oh, there's 5 million % DEET. I'll take that one.
And I have that type O blood that the bugs like, yes.
You're a universal donor?
I am not a universal donor, I'm a universal receiver, which tracks.
That runs in my family too. It's genetic, I think.
It is genetic, and when I get bitten, it leaves like a hole for 6 months.
But the groundbreaking, I'm not sure if it's going to be at the next River Nights. That hasn't been decided yet.
But
there will be a River Nights.
likely.
Yeah, and I'll probably miss it.
It's the same night as the Southern Grove open house, so it might not be.
Might not be.
Oh,
That's
okay.
true. Good
Which
point.
we might want to mention here today.
That was our show, everybody. Thank you.
Good night. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. We're out.
Very good.
No, but then Maylin wouldn't get to go.
I know,
And
no.
she's
We have
excited.
to let Maylin get
I know
up
she's
here.
already fired up about her half-mile walk on the river.
In the winter where there's less bugs.
Oh, it's nice to go in the summertime, too.
Are you going to save your video for later, or you want to do it now?
We'll do the second
Okay,
segment.
so I will have Maylin come up, our sponsor from Mid-Florida, who is also, we're naming.
How did Marisol get time off from the North Pole this time of year?
I think that was a height joke, Marisol.
No, why are you projecting how you feel?
No, I'm not projecting, I'm just digging in.
I was saying she was a delightful person that is working with Santa.
You're going with just her personality.
No, I can't read that far. I'm sorry. I got to get glasses.
All right. We'll take a break
We'll
then.
take a break. We'll have Maylin
We'll
come
have
up.
Maylin Joseph from Mid-Florida. And
Oh, Joseph, too?
yes.
Okay.
No, that's her last name.
I thought you were going to have Mary also.
Yeah, no. Maylin, Mary, and Joseph.
Yes.
Also,
The Christmas edition.
they're going to, have we got the naming down? Do we know what the name's going to be for the Civic Center? I think we're done with that deal, right?
I hear that it's done. I haven't seen any evidence. I haven't signed any
Oh,
documents.
I'm here. I'm seeing some
But
shaking heads, man.
I
We're
heard,
gonna
I
edit
heard
that
from
out,
Linda
Gus.
McCarthy it was just about the January.
Okay, January, so we can't say anything yet. Forget that happened. You guys are all
All
sworn to
right.
secrecy.
So we're going to come back.
Yep.
And
Well-
then we will have Maylin,
Yep.
Joseph.
There
One
you go.
person.
One person.
Okay.
All right, thank you. We'll be right back, everybody. Welcome back to Coffee with the Mayor. I'm Teresa Aronson. I'm here with our sponsor every single month this past year, and we're just announcing today next year as well. We're excited about that. They're going to continue on as our partner. Please welcome Maylin Joseph from Mid-Florida Credit Union.
Good morning, good morning.
It's nice to have you back on the show.
That's awesome.
That was the mayor, but I could have guessed that without looking.
I know.
Yes. Mid-Florida Credit Union, we're so excited for you guys. There's a lot going on with you, and
Yes.
you're getting your name out everywhere, and we have big announcements coming up in January. But at the end of the day, you guys are still a credit union open with locations that we need people to come in,
Absolutely.
open some accounts,
Yes.
get a mortgage.
And
maybe-
you name it, we can provide it.
Yes.
We have both the business and the consumer side to us.
Yes. And consumer side is everything. I mean, you do home
Everything.
loans, car loans.
Personal loans, seasonal loans. Now we're in the season.
There's a seasonal loan.
Yes.
What constitutes the season for a
Well, the
bank?
holidays.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
So I need to buy somebody something really expensive that I can't afford?
Yes, Maylin in particular.
Yeah. So I'm going to borrow money to do it?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
We
Very
will help you
nice.
do that.
How long does a seasonal loan typically last? Like, how long am I going to be paying on this big expensive
Well, you
gift?
actually don't start until February.
Okay, very
Yes,
good.
we do the loan, and then you don't start making payment until February.
that makes
Because we know it's the holidays, your head is going everywhere. So we give you time to calm down and then pay it back.
I have to say, I've never heard of that before. I've never heard of a seasonal loan.
Yeah,
I love it. So is that in lieu of a Christmas club?
No, it's just because of the holidays. We know there's a lot going on. You might need a little extra cash. So we open that around beginning of November until the end of December for you.
Do they do Christmas clubs anymore?
We have something called the Holiday Club.
Oh, the
which
holiday.
is kind of like the
Okay,
Christmas club.
yeah. We got to be inclusive. You're absolutely right. It's a holiday club. So, and I forget how they work. Tell us how those work.
Well, you started from any point during the year, preferably January. You put money in, you can't take money out. November 1st, our program is November 1st, it kicks everything out for you into your actual membership account. Then you can start using it. And you actually earn a higher interest on it. Our particular one is at 2% right now. So you put money in, from $20,000 to $4,000, you earn 2% interest until November 1st. So, yes.
So even if I just want to earn 2% interest without doing a CD, I'm not, okay, plug your ears, Malin.
I'm not hearing this.
Okay, you're not hearing it. I don't want to do a CD and tie my money up forever, but I might want to do a holiday club.
Yes,
Don't tell the others.
definitely want to do a holiday club.
Okay, very good. That's good to know. I'm learning a lot today.
Yes.
So that's been kind of good.
It's good.
What branch do you work out of?
I manage the one on US 1, and we've been there for 5 years now. Yeah, we were the original. I won't say it to the American here.
I know. I think he always points out that one's not in the
city. Yes.
Yes, but you have two others in the city.
Yes, we have two others. One in Gatlin Boulevard, which Miss Karina manages, and we have another one in St. Lucie West. You can see it from miles and miles. Is the bigger branch there?
It's beautiful.
Yes, and we're constantly growing. Just think of organizations starting from a shoebox to like 65 plus branches now, and we're in Central Florida and growing. So very, very exciting things happening at Mid-Florida.
Always.
Yes.
And
yes.
great community partners. Very happy to have
Yes.
you guys back on board for next year.
Yes, absolutely. And we just finished Festival of Lights. That was so exciting.
Yes.
We got to see the lights and the shimmer. So it was very nice.
Good.
Yes.
Always out there. I see one of you everywhere.
Yes.
So that's great.
Yes.
All right. Well, we're going to come right back with the mayor again and talk to him about what's going on this season. But thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you. Yes.
All right. We'll be right back, everybody. Welcome back to Coffee with the Mayor. I'm Teresa Aronson, and I'm here with, guess
Greg
who?
Horvath.
Yeah, the mayor. We're just going to dive right in. We got a lot going on. You brought a special video for us today, which I'm very excited to see.
Have you seen it? Did you see it on Facebook Live?
I didn't. I'm a bad Facebooker. I'm just going to, I go on it like once every 6 weeks, and then I like 1,000 things, and then my arm gets tired, and I tap out for another 6 weeks. Is that terrible?
No, it happens, and I know that you're very busy, and you have to manage your schedule, and can't always make time for social media.
Yeah.
But it is a great way to communicate
It is.
with many people at the same time.
I believe in it.
It's hard to ignore the power of social media.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things the city is working on is we're currently engaged in discussions with the Humane Society of St. Lucie County in order to see if we can kind of help them with a fresh start. To turn around. Over the last couple of years, unfortunately, they've been in a state of decline.
Absolutely.
And after the government stopped contracting with the Humane Society to be kind of all of our animal shelters, they really entered a death loop. And as a result of that, St. Lucie County set up a temporary shelter. But a neat thing kind of happened at the last minute. There was some turnover on the Humane Society board that allowed us and them to step in and make this proposal that we're currently evaluating. All signs are positive. It'll come back to us in the council in January. But until then, the county has a temporary animal shelter.
Yes.
And unfortunately, one of the drawbacks of a temporary animal shelter is you can't have visitors. And how do you adopt out dogs and cats when people can only look at them online and don't get a chance to meet them? As mayor, I get to visit the facility, and actually there was I kind of caused some trouble because I took photographs while I was there.
Oh.
Yeah, but while I was there, I saw 3 cats that came from PSL, and my family, we adopted those 3 cats. We already have a pound puppy, Duncan Doodle, the pound poodle. So we adjusted the 3 cats to Duncan. They're doing great. Duncan only pays them attention when they run really fast, and then they play tag. It's been very cute. I've never owned cats before, so it's been an experience.
Oh.
But wow, yes, it's different. It's different, but they're awesome, and it's great to hear them purr. That's like the best thing. So,
Yeah.
so I love all animals, and these cats are pretty cool. Got Luke, Leia, and Salem.
Okay.
We should have named him Darth Vader.
Or something.
But we didn't want him to have a...
Anakin.
Yeah, but see, Anakin killed younglings, so how could he ever really be redeemed?
What was Harrison Ford's name?
That's Han Solo.
There you go.
Yes, that's Han. And he was killed by his own son in the latest trilogy.
It got very Shakespearean all of a sudden.
Well, there it is. It's Shakespeare in space, essentially.
Okay.
But I digress as usual.
We both do.
While we were there at the animal shelter, I saw this amazing power pup that he and the 3 cats stole my heart. But Duncan is getting to be an old man. I don't necessarily want to bring in a pup because it'll kind of wear him out.
How old's Duncan?
Duncan he's getting to be about 9-ish now.
Okay.
And we tried before, and we had a super alpha female. And I felt bad for Duncan because this girl just came in and was, like pushing him out of the way and doing all. I was like, no, this is Duncan's house. I can't do that. So we found another home that was Danica. But this puppy that I'm about to show you.
Has he met Duncan?
No, I guarantee this puppy a home. And when you see this puppy, he's 8 months now, and he's going to be a 58-pound lap dog. And his name is Saint. He's amazing. He's bright. He's alert. And I mean, he did that himself. He wanted to be in Brian Lloyd's lap. Yeah, this guy just wants to be loved. And we are now holding him at the city's kennel. We have a kennel where animals are held until they go to a shelter.
Okay.
And so we can arrange for visits of Saint at animal control from, basically 8 to 5, Monday through Friday.
So they can visit him. So Saint needs a home.
Saint needs a forever home.
Okay. Saint needs a forever home. And he's looks like a mix of something?
Yeah, he's a pit bull mix, just like Duncan Doodle, the pound poodle. And what I'd say for anyone who would, read a headline and think that that's indicative of the species, it's not. And Duncan, I've had purebred German Shepherds, purebred Dobermans, purebred Labs. I've had a dog my whole life. Duncan's one of the best dogs I ever had. He's the most loving. Most dogs, a lot of kids and others want to put their arms around the neck of a dog. That's actually a bad thing. They don't like, that makes them nervous, their heart rate. No, if you did that right now, even though you're my close friend, that would weird me out. That would freak me out.
Nobody likes that.
But Duncan, he'll actually initiate contact. He'll lean into you, he'll be in your lap, and that's kind of like this pup is doing. So he's the most loving dog that
I'm sure
we've ever had.
We can find him a home. I'm sure, no problem.
If you meet this dog and see how cute and sweet he is, he's irresistible.
I have a pound pup too, as you know. I believe in going to the pound. And mixed breeds and mutts are just the best.
Hybrid vigor.
Yes, yes. Do we know anything about him? Does he like other dogs? Does he get do we?
I watched him play with Administrator Lloyd's dog yesterday.
Okay, very good.
So right now he's unaltered. He would be altered before he goes home. That'll help with that also.
Yes.
And he's only 8 months old, so he can be trained. But these are his formative years. We want to get him out of jail and with a loving family ASAP.
8 months is really critical.
Yeah, we want to be training him up. That's it. Hey, you got to.
Okay, very good.
You gotta learn to read by 3rd, and then you know.
Yeah, you gotta have your forever
read to
home
learn
by
forever.
8 months.
It's
the exact same thing. All right, so we're gonna work on this today, and we'll pump that out at the chamber on the chamber's Facebook as well.
Thank you. That would be awesome.
To try to get Saint a home because we would like for him to do that. I have a pound puppy too. I got him at the Humane Society probably 5 or 6 years ago. My goodness. That dog is the queen of...
How big is your dog?
It's not very big. I've never had a small dog before. I had a Doberman Lab from 21 to 35. He'd been through college, a husband, a second marriage. The dog was the constant in my life. Yes, the dog was more important than anything or anybody. And when I did get married to my now husband, he said, when he goes, can I be number 1? And I was like, yeah, you don't have a shot until then. But yes, we'll see. But that was a Doberman Lab. And this is my first small dog. It's just a little terrier mix of something. But we love it. And my husband's a big guy. And he... carries that thing like a baby.
Little football.
He's just constantly smooching on that thing. And it looks ridiculous, but we love her very much. And my grandparents babysit her when we go, and it's like the grandbaby. But pound puppies are great. They're the best.
I think dogs are the best. I really believe that dogs were put on earth to teach us about love and then also loss. I mean, you wonder why they have a shorter lifespan than us. I think it's to help us cope with losing people we love.
Yeah, loss is something you're gonna go through typically with a dog, which sucks. But yeah, we lost one a couple months ago, and
very sorry.
And Luana lost one a couple weeks ago. But yeah, it happens. You have to get through it. Yeah. All right, very good. Home for Saint today before Christmas.
For sure, but you know, we want a good match, and we want someone who knows that they really, really want a dog, and not just a Christmas present that's going to be returned. Like, hey, we had this great intention, and then it didn't work out, so we brought it back.
Like Easter ducks that end up in ponds all over Port St. Lucie.
Ducks, chicks, rabbits.
Yes.
But puppies at the holidays also. Dalmatians, when 101 Dalmatians comes out, it happens every time. And you know, the sad truth is that there are more dogs and cats and irresponsible pet owners, you know, than there are forever homes. And if we all adopted a couple of shelter animals, there'd still be shelter animals.
There would be, yes.
And so we have to find homes for these animals, but we have to stop the flood.
And I want to caution people, adopt wisely. I mean, there are all breeds have tendencies, and so some are good with kids, some are very hyper, some need long walks, some need more coddling. So make sure that you're making a smart pick. If you have 3 kids at home under 3, don't get a lab. I mean, because you just got yourself a 4th kid that will poop in the house, you know. So
I don't know. We've had labs our whole life.
Well, yeah, when you're older. But if you're 3 kids in diapers and a lab.
Well, if you have 3 kids in diapers, you're busy.
Yes, exactly. And labs need walks, and they need attention.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. What else we got?
PSL and lights.
Yes.
And this is a program whereby we ask you to decorate your house or business, Trissa Aronson of the St. Lucie County Chamber. And we put it on a map, we have a contest, and we have community tours. And how many years ago did we establish this, Sarah Prohaska? 4 years ago? This is our 4th annual, is what you're telling me? And we were working some partnerships with community transit, the transit agency, going around town and doing the tour and hot cocoa and everything out of the community center, having a good old time. And this year we chartered some buses, wanted to take our bus game up, wanted to make sure that we didn't infringe upon the transit system. And what we start with 3 buses?
We started with 5.
5 buses, and we sold out in 10 minutes. And we were like, well, hey, if you got that kind of demand, we need to have more buses. And I called up Sarah and Russ and said, hey, can we get more buses? And they said, okay, we'll get more buses. And how many more buses do we get?
Now we added another 5, but we are able to add a total of 12 tours.
So we got 12 tours out of 10 buses. Yep. Is that the story you're telling?
So you all 10 buses will go out 12 different times?
See, Maylin, you gotta be critical. You gotta ask critical questions, right?
So it starts, the bus tours, they're all full though, so.
But this is the thing.
Well,
you know, when she got to her
thing to do is tease us with your fancy buses and tours that we can't go on.
Well, the next 5, so after the first 5 sold out in 10 minutes. Now, people of Port St. Lucie, not these people, because these people are very reasonable. They would never do this. But after that first round of buses, John, sold out in 10 minutes, people said, oh, well, you're hoarding tickets. This is for the mayor's cronies.
Oh.
No, they didn't say that. I don't want to put that into their head because now they'll use that. But they did say stuff like, oh, you're holding tickets for so-and-so. And they speculated as the motive. We should never publicly speculate as the motive. Like, if you want to have a theory, Maylin, then have a theory, put it up on the board, investigate it. But until you can prove it, it's unsubstantiated gossip. Like, we're not supposed to do that kind of stuff. But it happens, unfortunately, especially on Facebook. That's why Trissa takes breaks from it sometimes. But that wasn't the case. There's just so much demand for it.
We have a city of 195,000 people.
200,000, I'm going to say. But in 2 minutes, the second bus sold out, and that's a great thing. And we'll know that going into next year. It's building.
Good.
every year, and we're going to have a great time.
There was a total of 700 seats in the end. So we went from about 250 seats to 700 seats. So we tried our best to accommodate as many as we possibly could.
But I do want to say there's a map online, so you can go on your own.
And we will post this tour. Now, the homes on the tour are selected to get an optimum route for 45 minutes. But anyone can look on this map and form their own route. They can look and they can see pictures of them, and they can see their inspiration, and they can make their own route. Just type the address into Google Maps, and Google Maps will form the route for you. So, and there's 41 homes on the map right now. Wow. More are coming in every day.
You can actually, enter even past Christmas to, what did you say, yes. December 30th?
December 31st.
31st?
Oh, okay. Cutting it off. And every home on the map is in our contest. Automatically, if you put your home on your map, you're in, and we have 3 different contests this year. If you get 6 people in your neighborhood to join, to put their homes on the map, then you're entered into our nice neighborhood contest. Our nice program is what actually is sponsoring a lot of this and enabled us to get these charter buses for free, so we could offer them for free for our residents. So,
okay.
So go on the line, PSL, City of PSL.
Hey Jeff, that's another low-dough date opportunity. Just saying.
City of PSL.com.
You want to put as much money as possible into the gift.
Very good. Today is a special day for one of your employees.
It is.
And we wanted to acknowledge that she's been with you for 20 years and always a bright, shining, smiling face as you walk into City Hall.
She's really the face of the city when you think about it.
Yeah, she is. She's the first person you see. But it's a double special day for her. It's the holidays coming up, but it's her birthday. And it is her last day.
It is really the last day
of Port St. Lucie. She is retiring after 20 years. This is it.
She had a raging party earlier this week.
She did?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I missed it. So I thought we'd bring her up and we'd sing her happy birthday and hey, hey, goodbye. Wait, that wasn't 4 seconds.
No.
Hey, hey, somebody count.
That's what you do to your vanquished foes. You don't do
okay.
beloved front desk.
We got word today that we could do any song for 4 seconds or less, and we don't have to pay the copyright. But if we go over 4 seconds, Sarah gets really upset.
Happy Birthday is owned by the world now.
Not hey, 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 though. Happy Birthday is a public song. You're absolutely right. There's a few of them. Most of the Christmas carols are.
Julie, come on down.
Come on up, Julie.
Would you want to give your speech after the song or before? Not me.
Yeah.
My voice is so bad they make fun of me at church.
I'm horrible too. When I was in choir, they kept saying, "Shh, Trissa, you're still too loud." I'm like whispering. We can hear you. Stop it.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
There you go. Is that your speech?
No, I don't have one prepared. This is a total surprise, but I'm totally honored. Thank you very much. And it has been a pleasure. I just feel nothing but gratitude for the opportunity to work for the city for the last 20 years. And just a wonderful group of people to work with, and have been very happy to, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, to serve the residents of Port St. Lucie in any way that I've been able to. So I leave on a positive note, I hope.
Absolutely.
I hope.
I tried rescinding her retirement papers twice.
Aw, yeah, I know, because she makes you feel better when you come in. She knows people's names and
Always a smiling face, and sometimes people come in hot. She always handled the job with grace, in my experience.
Well, I really appreciate your kind words, and thank you again for everything, and happy holidays to everybody, and thank you again very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you for being with us. He'll take it.
Do you want to lead us, Maylin, in happy birthday? Who's got the best pipes?
We're mic'd, and we have terrible voices, so I'm not sure. I'll
Who's
mouth
a really
it.
good singer?
Who sings?
Angel?
Who sings in choir? Angel
Are you
will
a
do
lead?
it.
Are you a lead?
Angel Robertson from Congressman Brian Mast. Take it away.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha.
Happy birthday, dear Julie. See, they can hear me, so they all both looked at me.
Happy birthday to you.
Aw, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Julie. I know.
So in my house, then we got 2 more verses. We got, may the good Lord bless you. And then we have all the monkeys in the zoo are cuter than you.
Aw. So bless
And the
you
elephants,
and
as
an
it turns
insult.
Yeah.
Got to give him an insult on the way out.
We like to stay balanced in the house, in the Orbeck house. You know, you build you up, but then make sure you don't get too big for your britches, like our grandpa
Absolutely.
used to say.
That's a family's job, is to keep you grounded. My favorite birthday version is the Beatles.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, but
I've
again,
never heard it.
I want to sing it to you, but Sarah's going to give me the stink.
Let's see here.
So, yes, I like the Beatles. You say it's your birthday.
ahead,
You guys
yeah.
all know that one, right?
Oh, you say it's your birthday?
Yeah.
Okay, that one I know.
Yeah, they don't sing happy birthday. They wrote their own song, which is copyrighted, so I can't sing it to you. All right, he is looking it up. He's going to put it up to his mic. I just know it. I know him, Sarah. We've lost all control.
Go ahead.
All right, we'll go to questions. Who has a question today? There's like 5 of you in the audience, so everybody should have a question. And nobody's going to have.
Right there.
Oh, we got one.
Oh.
Yay. But, Mark,
it's like a.
she looks very
it's like
tentative
it's
about
like a
it.
side wave.
She's like, I kind of do, but I'm not
doing it, but-
sure.
Maybe she doesn't have sure on, you know? You don't know.
Yeah, we don't know her
It's
situation.
like, yes, she's sure.
My question is, I just moved here in August. And
All right, welcome.
Thank you. I moved by Crosstown and Bayshore. I love that street, and I love the fact that they just opened the bridge. It's nice. But I'm wondering why we don't have any Christmas lights in that street at all.
On Bayshore?
On Bayshore?
And Crosstown Parkway.
On Crosstown?
Yes. Because it's a nice street, but there's no lights.
On Crosstown, there's garland on the lampposts.
Yeah.
But we tried to increase them every year. So after the show, if you want to give me your contact information, we have a map of where all the decorations are in the city. We'll share that, and then we'll take your input, and we'll see what we could do next year.
Is that Public Works or Neighborhood
that's-
Services? Public Works.
Yeah, so it's not like, I wish it was something as easy as like, oh, Teresa and Greg are going to go throw up a couple more decorations. But it is, in the kind of, when you're doing it on this scale, it's not like, hey, baby, could you go up in the attic for me, get all the decorations down, and then hit it this weekend. That is a 6-figure, if not, it's probably still in the 6-figure range contract with a properly insured licensed vendor that does many municipalities across the state. And you know, you probably saw it going up if you looked right before Thanksgiving. So our goal is to go up at Thanksgiving. Everything's decorated by the Festival of Lights, which usually happens that first Saturday of the month of December. And then that's how it kind of is unveiled and how it is implemented. So our guy, you know, our light guy, he's not here anymore. You know, he went to another community. They won't be back until they take it down. So I don't like over-promising. I'm like, oh, you got a politician on TV, so he's going to tell you what you want to hear. And then it doesn't happen, and you're like, oh, that guy lied to me, or that gal lied to me. Not going to do that. I'd rather just have the tough conversation now and try to help you understand exactly how it works, and then have the goal of making it better for next year. So, and then we try to balance, you know, we have 200,000 people in the city that live in different places, and we try to balance that too. But Crosstown itself is absolutely, it's one of our most important roads, and that's why it does have some decorations.
It does.
And we'll talk about, you know, what you'd like to see.
But yeah, you can't just go around and hang those out. I'm certainly not going to do it. I don't work for the city. I don't even have your insurance. There's no way I'm getting on a ladder.
Well, and you came here in the good times. Where did you move from? Miami. So we moved up from Pembroke Pines in 2002, and I went to the University of Miami. So familiar with the area, and we had holiday decorations for a long time. And then here we hit the real estate bust, which was really a depression for Port St. Lucie here locally. And we actually had to do away with holiday decorations. So they just started coming back around 2014. But we actually had to do away with them for a number of years. And then so we're trying to build up.
Back up, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so I was wondering, since the city of Port St. Lucie's slogan is a city for all ages, does that include the youngest members of our society, preborn children, and with...
Okay.
That's fine. So Pastor Longworth is engaged in advocating against the proposed relocation of Planned Parenthood. So as we know in our society, abortion is a divisive issue.
Of course.
And so there was an existing Planned Parenthood on US 1 in Stewart right before the Roosevelt Bridge, and they've announced that they're relocating to Port St. Lucie, which is perfectly acceptable under the laws of the land.
Yes.
And this use is a medical office, and it's proposing to go into a medical office in the hospital district.
Yes.
Which means it will actually never come to the city council for approval.
And by law, you cannot decline it. You cannot say to them, you can't come here and operate your medical office by law, and people should know that.
And that's all you have to do is, and that's the type of situation where an office use is going into an office, a pre-existing office building. That's all you have to do is go to the Planning and Zoning Department and get an occupational use and zoning form approved, which is ministerial, and then you go to the occupational tax division and pay your occupational tax. And then provided that, your building is up to code and all those good things, you join the chamber and you open your, you put on your open sign. And
absolutely.
That's what it is. So the city has no ability to intervene.
No,
and,
absolutely none.
But this is, this is a lightning rod issue. Many people feel very passionately about it.
And I understand that.
Yeah, and so
but
there's
your hands are tied.
Yeah, there's free speech, and but at the same time, we have to recognize the laws of the land. We've had some people come up to public to be heard and say that we should be a sanctuary city and things like that. But your city can never get in the business of what laws to follow. We have to follow all the laws.
Yeah, you can't pick and choose. You can't do it as a resident. You can't do it as a city.
And for the people that would ask us to be a sanctuary city on the abortion issue, well, how do they feel about being a sanctuary city on the immigration issue? We follow all the laws.
Yes, and as a citizen, you must follow the laws. And there's no bypassing what is legal and what is not legal. And the overall issue is not a issue that is under the purview of the city of Port St. Lucie.
No, it's true, and that's why what I would say to Pastor Longworth and all the other advocates, no matter where you're at on any issue, is that that's our right and our form of government, and that's one of the beauties of our democracy. But I want to be effective as a person, because we only have so much time on planet Earth. I want you to be effective. Make sure you're advocating at the right place.
Yes.
So on this issue, you should really be advocating at the state level. Many of the laws are formed at the state level, and they're tested at the federal level. Obviously going all the way up to the Supreme Court, as reflected in Roe v. Wade on this particular issue. But that's the way to approach that issue.
It is.
At the city level, we can't address it. And then furthermore, as your mayor, I don't want to address it, because I've always looked at it as part of the mayor's job of bringing people together. And one of the beauties of local government is that we're nonpartisan.
Right.
And as mayor, why would I want to engage in an issue that immediately splits our community 60-40 or 50-50? Why? Right. When we can't do anything about it. It'd be one thing if it was our job to do, then you have to do it. Once upon a time, water and sewer was a wedge issue in Port St. Lucie.
Well, we had our
But you got to do what you have to do. That's your job as a council. But here, we can't affect the change that people are advocating for. That's not what this government does. So we should focus on what we do control.
Yes, exactly. What can you control?
Or directly influence, for that matter.
We have another question, I think. John, thank you for that, Mayor.
Not really a question, but a statement with the Civic Center and the concert series. And speaking of bringing people together, the Styx concert coming up with all the different concerts at the Civic Center. I mean, good job on that.
Yeah, that's a great band. It's one of my favorites growing up. I did have to explain them to a millennial, but that will only continue to happen. Both of these two don't know who Styx are. You've heard Mr. Roboto.
I do have this in my personal playlist.
You've heard Mr. Roboto, right?
Sounds familiar.
I can't sing that one either because Sarah's going to yell at me. Sail Away, Lady.
Look, I was born in 74. This is in my personal playlist.
My disappointment is all over my face right now.
You don't know this? Come on.
Well, they all know Mr. Roboto? You picked probably one of my least Styx songs, just so you know. This one is like...
This is beautiful. This is
Mr. Roboto, that's a song.
But that's kind of gimmicky, don't you think?
Yeah, it is, but so was
Mr.
90%
Roboto.
of Queen's albums, but they're fantastic. But if you listen to Queen's albums, there's a lot of gimmicks in there, but they are classics. But you're right. Don't my... All right, well, we've failed this generation as a people. Do we have another question?
Good morning.
That's Renegade.
I'm going to say let him go on this one because I want to support Styx. There you go.
This is the one that she was advocating for right here. This is like futuristic, you know. You could just remember the Flash movie, Flash Gordon.
Concept albums.
He doesn't know who Flash Gordon is. It's not the Flash, sir. Stop watching CW.
You don't watch CW. That's on TV.
It's like rock opera.
I've got a secret I've been hiding under my skin.
Where is the Mr. Roboto part? We could listen to music all day.
We should get to citizens' concerns rather than the next verse of Mr. Roboto. All right, we have a question.
Yes, good morning. I'm just recently moved from Palm Beach, and I'm just interested in what's the status on the Costco Center.
Costco. No,
it's not your fault. You're new here.
No, but everybody would want to. Almost everybody would want to see Costco here, and unfortunately, they haven't made their decision yet. They continue to favor Palm City, which is technically in our market, but not in the city of Port St. Lucie proper. We have tried everything, including the kitchen sink, and I'm going to probably call corporate again before Christmas. Just touch base, and we'll keep you posted. But to date, I've gone so far, I'm only one of 5, obviously, but I've gone so far as to suggest a site in Southern Grove at little cost, and that didn't get them there. I have literally rolled out a red carpet for them, about a 25-footer, and we've had face-to-face meetings with their entire real estate team. We've helped them evaluate sites, but ultimately, the private sector, in this store, they have to make their site location decision. A lot of people think the city decides that Costco goes there, Cheesecake goes there, Whole Foods goes there. That's not how it works. After we establish the zoning, the land use and the zoning, and create the environment, it's up to the private sector to act. And government can really stop things from happening. It can't necessarily make private site location decisions happen. We can only facilitate. So we're going to keep trying and just stay tuned, but they have not made their decision. They were going through the approval process on Canner Highway in Stewart, and they withdrew their application. That's the last official word. I've received no official update since then.
I can say from our point of view, the Chamber's point of view, we believe in a free market, and most of these retailers look at demographics, median income, education, all of it, and that's how they make their decisions. You can't force them into their decisions. When your market indicates that they will thrive here, they will be here, and you just can't force it.
Can I go back to a longtime resident and owner of Elite, John Pancras?
We can always go to John. I love John.
He's been here a long time. He really cares about the community.
Absolutely.
And he brought up Styx. And that concert series comes in response to the people of Port St. Lucie. So this council, why I'm so proud, one of the reasons why I'm so proud of working with this council and this team is we've adopted a strategic planning process, and it really helps us focus on what's most important to our citizens. Because as you can imagine, a city of 200,000 with limited time and money, limited resources, there's a lot of conflicting priorities. And how do you funnel those down to what the city actually focuses on and cuts out kind of the baloney and the politics and the pettiness and, hey, how can we just focus on business? Well, it's through the strategic planning process and then the accountability portion of that. And unlike Elite, we don't get to measure our success in a profit loss statement at the end of the year, right? Because that's the difference between, one of the big differences between public business and a private business, public corporation, private corporation. We have to kind of measure our return in quality of life and reputation, all these other factors, these other performance indicators, but we're actually going through the process of identifying meaningful performance indicators, and we go to the citizens in a scientifically valid citizen survey that follows and coincides with an annual citizen summit. And the people of Port St. Lucie, through this survey, said, hey, we want more fun stuff to do. And we tried, after we first heard that, after we first got that feedback, we tried a monthly concert series with local talent. And the attendance wasn't there. It was like, hey, we're putting time and effort and money into this, but we're not seeing the results, and it's not jiving with what the people of Port St. Lucie said they want. So now we said, well, if the local talent didn't work, let's go bigger. Let's try to get some name acts. People, Triss is going to get all excited and go domo arigato on us. Let's bring them in. So that's what we're doing this year. And I think half the tickets sold in the first day. There's about 2,250 tickets that the Village Square, excuse me. I've fallen into the old Village Green. The Village Square at City Center holds, and we're going to see. And we're going to just keep on polishing and try to get better every year. But that was in response to people asking for it, and we're excited to see how it goes.
But I'm going to encourage people to buy those tickets because, listen, Styx could just be the tip of the iceberg, but we have to support this concert series. So buy some tickets and go learn about Mr. Roboto because we really need to make sure people are out there.
I'm just going for come sail away, and I'm going to...
I like Lady.
I've never smoked, never want to smoke.
Like Lady.
But I'm going to bring my grill lighter because I'm going to...
You old man. You use your phone flashlight.
Oh, you can use your phone?
Yes. All right. Jeff.
Good morning, Mayor Teresa. Do you feel that the 2020 census is going to help us be in a better position with those results to attract some of the Costco's and the larger chain that people have been asking for? Do you feel that the growth of the city is putting us in, that these results will help that?
Oh, absolutely. So the U.S. Census will substantiate evidence, what we already know about our growth rate, and it'll give us the very best estimate of our true population. There are contending surveys out there. The University of Florida does one that the state relies on, but then every 10 years we get the holy grail of population estimates in the U.S. Census, and of course that's used for federal appropriations. So I want to say they use a stat of like 1,600 per person. Is that about right? Is it 1,657 or something like that?
I was just talking to her this week. It is about 1,600, and we need everyone to submit.
Yeah, don't hide from your census worker. Greet them, give them a cup of hot cocoa or eggnog, whatever you got laying around, and give them some good information, because when they miscount, every missed citizen costs about $1,600.
Exactly. And also you can it's going to be online.
And what do you mean costs? Well, like in CDBG grants and federal appropriations, highway dollars, et cetera,
funding,
et cetera.
Yep, your road, all that stuff is included in that. That's $1,600 per person. But most of it can be done online. They only come to your house if you have failed to take advantage of doing it online. And it doesn't do any good to lie because nobody's monitoring it. Nobody's sharing that information individually.
I didn't realize it's extremely secure. For 75 years, they can't share that information with FBI, anybody. No. So
it'll be long gone before anybody knows what you made in 2020. My
prediction is we're going to be 200 or more, and we're going to be really proud of how diverse we are.
Yeah.
Those are some of my predictions going in. I think right now the state undercounts us, but we'll see very soon. And then our continuing growth and then prominence is really helping us. As you know, Jeff, I mean, you're in the real estate business, so you're very in tune with this. But So in Port St. Lucie, you're new here. We got a couple of newer residents. For many years, we've been known as the safest large city in Florida, and that's like part of who we are. And another thing is that we have the highest rate of homeownership in the state, in the country. You'd be hard pressed to find anyone. I still haven't found anyone with a higher rate of homeownership. We're incredibly diverse and inclusive. We're a city for all ages and all people. We all live together. There's no this neighborhood or that neighborhood. We live together, and that's one of my favorite things about the city. I think that's pretty special. But in addition to that, with the track that we're on and all the things that are happening, this last year was really special. We were recognized by U.S. News and World Report as one of the best places to live near a beach, one of the best places to retire. And out of all the places in the country, and last time I checked, there were over 4,000 places, we are the 23rd most desirable place to live in the United States. So it was really a great year for PSL. We should all be very, very, very proud of that. And so as that reputation gets out there, as more and more people realize that Cleveland Clinic is one of our regional health providers, and now they brought the Lerner Institute and the vaccine group from Australia, are doing research at the former VGTI building. And FIU is buying the Torrey Pines building and also collaborating with Cleveland Clinic. And as City Electric opens their 400,000 square feet and 3 more code name projects come on, we're just that's gonna be a flywheel, and it's spinning faster and faster, and we're just gonna continue to take off. Now, we'll be subject to the swings in the economy. I mean, remember everybody, we're overdue historically for a recession. That's gonna happen, that's a fact of life. It will eventually happen. Hopefully it'll be a shallow one.
I think it'll be shallow, but it's coming.
But the future for us is very, very bright, and so that is gonna continue to help recruit the Costco's and the other desired retailers of the world. But, you know, just like kind of the Orbeck household where we sing happy birthday, but then we say the monkeys and the elephants are cuter than you, let's be real for a second here. So one of the interesting things about PSL is that we're a city of 200,000 and a county of 320,000. And retailers, they don't care about the invisible lines. They care about what the market area is. And the market area is predominantly formed by drive time, convenience to the rational consumer. And they're looking for as many households in the total market area with money as possible. And then they have other things, psychographics they call it, different spending behaviors. Not only do they know how old you are and how much you make and where you live, they know how you spend your money.
Yeah.
And so they've gotten, the good retailers gotten increasingly sophisticated about that. And so if you came from Broward County, you lived in a county of 1.7 million plus. If you came from Miami-Dade, you lived in a county of 2.4 million plus. If you came from Palm Beach, you lived in a county of 1.4 million plus. And how does that compare to a county of 320,000? We're not the same size market. And so as that changes over time, so will our retailers, and we're on the cusp of some of them. We've had some really interesting entertainment uses come to us recently, and so we are on the rise, and everything will come in time if we continue to work hard, smart, and together. And the more we do that, the faster the good things will come, Jeff.
I want to put in a plug for Sam's Club, though, because I love them, and they've been good to the community. They are very involved in many nonprofits, and their prices are great. Go ahead. And they're all members of the chamber.
My name is Martina. I've been here for over a decade. Do you think that maybe since we're overrun by Walmart, that may be a factor why we're not getting so many major retailers coming here? Because, I mean, I think we have more Walmart than any other city around us.
Well, it's funny because
like food, I mean, there's so many Walmarts.
So is it a factor? Yeah. I believe it is a factor for Costco. So we had Costco tell us specifically in our discussion that they do not like to co-locate near Sam's because they don't like to be in price wars, essentially. And there are 2 Sam's in Port St. Lucie. And so they gave us that specific feedback. Now, I'm not on the inside of their boardroom, so I don't know to what extent that that's real, but I will say it came up at one meeting. So, you know, your idea has at least been substantiated by Costco. But thank you for all the questions. I know you have another one, but after the show, I'll try to hit that real
Yeah,
quick.
we probably just do this one
That's
last
right. I have to actually run to the TPO after this.
It's not
Hi.
far, but good.
Oh, thank you for taking my last question. My name is Becky Auer, and I am brand new to Port St. Lucie, and I am looking to work with businesses kind of like mid-Florida Credit Union and other businesses that are senior focused. And I'm just wondering if you can share any other resources other than the Chamber and maybe visiting the center out here to work with businesses that might be senior focused or wanting to get in front of the senior population.
I can think of dozens, absolutely dozens, but that would take a whole other show because really I don't think people understand how other business interact with business. You'd be surprised at who would be in front of that. But Mark Tremblay, our microphone holder, his real job, his day job is Director of Sales for the Chamber, and he can help you out. We don't make you join to help you out. There's many things that we do for non-members, and I'm sure he could talk to you a little bit about how to get involved in some of the groups that work with seniors quite a bit. And a lot of businesses, Florida Community Bank, Florida Community Health Center, there's so many, like they're swimming through my brain. But talk with Mark. Yeah.
Thank you, and welcome.
Yeah, welcome to the city.
All right.
We're done?
Merry
You got to get to the TPO.
Happy Hanukkah, happy holidays. Happy
I'm going to ask Luana to grab that box out of my bag, and so I can throw it at you before you leave. And then I want to thank At Your Service caterers for providing our coffee in Danish, and of course Gus and Sarah, who was pretty much our third co-host today.
Yes, it was nice. We should have her do that.
Yeah,
she could be our special correspondent.
Very good.
You
All right.
could be like, when you have your own spin-off show. So what's the late night talk show host that started on the Jon Stewart show?
Oh, the
Colbert.
well, there's
Colbert. You could be
Stephen Colbert, and then
Steve
the
Carell
guy.
also was a special correspondent.
Yes.
So you could be our special correspondent.
Wasn't Samantha Bee as well a correspondent on there too? Yes. Yeah, they all were. And the British guy on HBO who has his own talk show. So yeah, you got to work there first.
Is that John Oliver?
John Oliver was too, but that's not the one I'm thinking
as
of.
Special correspondent. So we're expecting more and more big things from you, Sarah.
All right, well, I'm going to let you get to your meeting, and I want to thank everybody for coming today, and happy holidays to everybody, and we'll see you in January. Have a great day.
2020, everybody.